Foldable phones are becoming more and more popular. Samsung, Google Pixel, OnePlus and Honor already have foldables on the market, and there's even talk that Apple might be working on one. For me, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is the first foldable phone I have ever used. In the past few days, I have formed my own opinion on it, and in this video I won't focus on all the technical details. Instead, I will talk about how practical a foldable really is in everyday life. The Pixel Fold fits in my pocket just as well as my iPhone 16 Pro. It's only a bit thicker. For me, it feels super handy and light, which I didn't expect. I always thought that such a unique phone would feel heavy and bulky, but it's not too thick and not too heavy. It feels comfortable. I say this as a right-handed person, as I have heard that left-handed users sometimes complain about the folding mechanisms on the left side. Personally, it doesn't bother me when I use the phone with my left hand. When I put the Pixel case on it, it feels great. I'm a big fan of the Google cases, and I also use one of my Pixel 9 Pro XL. However, I don't like the front cover that wraps around it in the front display. It adds another thick frame on the front, which affects the look and the comfort in the hand. So I usually use my Pixel 9 Pro Fold without a case. Of course, I was excited that I can unfold the phone anytime to use the big display. At first, I thought I'd mostly use the Fold when it's closed, like a regular smartphone, and only unfold it now and then for videos. But I actually enjoy using it unfolded quite often. I would even say that I use the Pixel Fold unfolded for most things and only use the smaller display for quick tasks like answering messages or checking emails. Still, I think the front display works just like a regular smartphone. It's about the same size as a Pixel 9. I'm glad that the aspect ratio of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold is similar to a regular smartphone when it's closed. For example, the front screen on the Samsung Fold 6 is so narrow that it's awkward to type on and apps look a bit odd. For me, the aspect ratio is very important when considering a foldable phone. When unfolded, the screen is as big as two regular screens side by side. I think it's the perfect size because it makes multitasking really easy. You can open an app on each side by pulling up the taskbar and dragging an app onto the screen. The split screen is much better than the regular Android split screen because you have more space for apps to show up side by side. I often used split screen to research for my YouTube videos on one side while taking notes on the other, or I kept Spotify in a small window on the side so I could quickly control my music. It's great that you can resize the apps in split screen. You can even go to extremes like playing a game while watching a YouTube video. The Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold only supports 2 apps side by side, while other foldables can support up to 4. Personally, I won't use more than 2 apps on my foldable, so this doesn't bother me much. Most apps I used on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold are optimized for the large screen. Many apps use the bigger display in useful ways, and in some apps you can even do more than on the regular smartphone version. For example, on my iPad Pro, many apps aren't optimized and only use a small part of the screen, which worsens the experience. On the Pixel Fold, there are also some apps that aren't optimized, but you can use them in regular smartphone view, similar to the iPad Pro, or force them to fit in the larger screen. This has worked well for all the apps I've used. At first, I thought I'd never type on the big screen and will only use the smaller display, as typing on tablets like my iPad Pro can be awkward and slow because the keyboard is so big. But on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, The keyboard is only slightly bigger than a smartphone keyboard and is split in two. At first it felt strange, but when I started typing, I found it easy and fast as on a regular smartphone. I even make fewer mistakes than on my normal phone because the keys are a bit larger. Some apps use the larger display for extra features. For example, on YouTube, you can fold the Pixel Fold to use it as a stand. The video then plays on the top half of the screen and the controls and other useful settings appear on the bottom half. With the Pixel Fold, there are some cool camera options. Foldable phones have two selfie cameras, one on the small display and one on the big unfolded screen. However, these aren't as high quality as the front cameras on regular smartphones, but the cool thing is that you can use the main camera for selfies, giving you the best possible selfie quality, even better than any regular smartphone. So I only take selfies with the main camera on the Fold. A fun feature I enjoy testing is the attention mode. You open the Pixel Fold, select a moving image to show on the front display, and this helps get the attention of kids, babies or pets. I'm sure it works well as babies love anything that moves and shines on a screen. These images are nicely animated with funny sound effects too. The battery life of foldable phones isn't quite on par with regular smartphones, especially if you use it unfolded a lot, as the battery drains faster. However, it has lasted me all day and I've never had to charge it midday. One positive note is that the Fold can also charge wirelessly, though a bit slower than usual, but it works. While the Fold sounds like a perfect smartphone, there are also some downsides to foldables. The most obvious is the price. Most foldable phones start around $1,800, which is a lot of money. It's unfortunate that for such a high price, the Pixel Fold and even the Samsung Z Fold 6 don't have the best cameras, like flagship phones. The cameras are slightly downgraded and the speakers are also not as good. Another important thing to consider is that foldable phones are less resistant to water and dust. The large foldable display isn't made of glass but a type of plastic that scratches more easily. So you have to take extra care of your foldable phone. The crease in the middle of the display isn't visible when looking straight on it, but you can see it from the side and feel a slight bump when you run your finger across it. But it doesn't bother me at all in everyday use. Overall, I have to say the experience with the Pixel 9 Pro Fold has been great and I enjoy using it in my daily life. I could really see myself switching to a foldable phone if they weren't so expensive. I will continue to use and test the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold in the coming days and weeks and will make a detailed review later. I hope you liked my first video in English and I will get better and better in every video talking in English because my mother language is German. And yeah, if you like the video, subscribe and let a thumbs up and I will see you in the next videos. Bye!